Chosen one, you have always known that you operate on a completely different frequency than the rest of the world. You are not listening to this by accident. A higher intelligence has specifically isolated you for this exact moment. God has issued a strict command regarding your life. Do not let the public know this. The masses are not equipped to handle the revelation of what is truly happening to you right now. You have watched people walk away. You have watched doors slam shut. You have watched your environment shrink, leaving you wondering if you were doing something wrong. Today, the universe completely clears your name. Your isolation was never a punishment. It was a divine security measure. The Creator had to pull you out of the crowd because the spiritual technology being downloaded into you right now would be contaminated by public opinion. You are about to discover the hidden mandate that explains every tear, every rejection, and the profound, silent genius you lost as a child. Heaven is breaking its silence. Do not walk away, because the truth of your existence is about to snap clearly into focus. Stay with me until the very end of this message. If you do, I promise you 3 things. First, you will finally understand the exact spiritual reason why you have been forced into isolation. Second, I will hand you the specific tool to reactivate the dormant power inside your mind. And third, I will reveal the absolute truth about your identity that the world has tried to suppress. But to understand the secret, we must first look at what has been hidden in plain sight. Imagine sitting in a room full of people. It could be a family gathering, a crowded cafe, or your workplace. People around you are talking, laughing, and exchanging words, but to you, the noise feels entirely meaningless. The air feels heavy. It feels like you are watching a movie through a thick pane of glass. You are physically present in the chair, but your spirit is miles away, hovering above the room, entirely disconnected from the trivial matters they are arguing about. You smile when you are supposed to smile. You nod when you are supposed to nod. But underneath it all, you feel an ache of loneliness so deep that it sits right in your bones, even when you are surrounded by familiar faces. And that is not random. The universe is intentionally creating a distance between your spirit and their frequency. And that is not coincidence. There are 3 distinct internal shifts happening inside you right now that prove you are being separated for a higher purpose. The first shift is a sudden and absolute inability to tolerate drama. Conversations that used to engage you just a year ago now feel physically draining. You cannot participate in gossip. You cannot engage in surface-level complaints. You can actually feel your precious energy being siphoned away from your body when people around you focus on negativity. Your spirit is literally rejecting lower frequencies. The second shift is happening when you close your eyes at night. Your dreams are shifting. They are no longer just random fragments of your daily life. They are vivid. They are prophetic. You are waking up with the feeling that you were searching for something, or being instructed in a classroom you cannot fully remember. You are receiving downloads in the dark because the daytime is too noisy for you to hear them. The third shift is an unexplained exhaustion. You wake up tired, not because your physical body is sick, but because your spirit is working overtime in the unseen realm. You carry a heaviness that sleep does not seem to fix, because you are processing a massive transition that you cannot yet articulate to anyone. The public cannot understand this transition. The crowd demands conformity. They expect you to act the way you always have. And when you change, when you grow quiet, when you stop attending every event, they fear what they cannot predict. You have wondered why people suddenly distance themselves from you, why they misunderstand your silence and judge your boundaries. What felt like rejection was actually divine protection. They do not pull away because you are wrong. They pull away because your light blinds their dark corners. They cannot handle the intense frequency you are now carrying, so God simply shields them from you, and more importantly, shields you from them. Notice how your chest feels tighter than it should when you think about forcing yourself back into those old circles. Notice how your mind has been louder than usual, racing with questions about your future and your purpose. Notice how your spirit has felt crowded and suffocated, even when you are sitting completely alone in a quiet room. Your body knows before your conscious mind does. If you felt that tightness in your chest just now, I want you to type 777 inches the comments below. Let that small action be your confirmation to the universe that you are finally recognizing the signs. And this deep disconnect you are feeling is not just emotional, it is biological. Neuroscience has actually found a switch that was turned off inside your brain, a frequency you possessed easily as a child that the modern world systematically shut down. I am going to explain exactly how to turn it back on shortly. Let me show you exactly what is happening inside your mind when you feel disconnected from the crowd. For years, the public has forced you to wear a false identity. You learned very early on in your life that if you showed people the true depth of your perception, if you spoke the raw truths you saw in a room, you would be labeled as too intense, too weird, or too much. So, to survive the matrix of normal society, you built a mask. You crafted a socially acceptable version of yourself just to get by. But wearing that mask takes an astronomical amount of energy. You went into that matrix needing validation, and you are coming out secure in your own skin. You went in reactive to their opinions, and you are coming out responsive to your higher calling. You went in defensive of your differences, and you are coming out discerning of your unique power. You went in trying to fit the mold, and you are coming out ready to shatter it completely. Let me tell you about a woman who understood this delicate balance perfectly. Queen Esther walked the grand halls of a foreign palace, surrounded by powerful people who would have destroyed her if they knew her true lineage. She did not announce her identity the moment she arrived. She carried her immense secret in absolute silence. She wore the garments of the palace. She learned their customs. But she never forgot that she was a child of the covenant. She stayed hidden, enduring the isolation of being different, until the exact, perfect moment when her revelation would save her entire bloodline. If you are still here listening to my voice right now, you know you are the Esther of your bloodline. You have been placed in rooms where you had to remain silent. You have observed people without letting them know how much you truly see. But holding this sacred secret has created a terrifying weight inside you. It is the fear of being seen. It is the terror of success. A tiny voice whispers in the dark of your mind, asking, what if they see who I really am and tear me down? What if I finally step into my true calling and I am not strong enough to carry the weight of it? What if I am exposed? Let me reframe this for you right now. Your fear of being seen is not cowardice. It is not a sign of weakness. It is your deep spiritual intuition protecting an immature gift. Your spirit knew you were not yet ready for the attacks that come with high visibility, so it made you afraid of the spotlight to keep you safe in the shadows while you grew strong. Type "I see it" in the comments if you suddenly realize that your deepest fear was actually serving as your divine protection. But the time for hiding is rapidly expiring. The preparation phase is ending. If you continue to wear the safe mask of the public when the universe is actively calling you to the forefront, the worst thing will not be physical exhaustion. The worst thing will be the complete fading of your divine calling. But there is something much bigger than your fear standing in the way right now. A truth about your physical brain. A conspiracy that has kept you trapped. If you continue to wear the safe mask of the public, if you keep hiding your true capacity to blend in with the crowd, the worst thing that will happen to you is not simply physical exhaustion. The absolute worst consequence is that your physical brain will slowly forget how to hold the frequency of the divine. Take a breath, because the solution is much closer than you think. Here is the truth that changes everything. The secret God has been keeping from the public is not just a spiritual mystery. It is a biological reality. It is locked inside the cells of your own body. Scientists call it the decline effect. When you were a very young child, you operated predominantly in a brainwave state called gamma. Gamma is the God-given frequency. It is the super brainwave responsible for rapid learning, hyper-intuition, and the ability to instantly connect the unseen dots of the universe. It is the state of mind where miracles feel completely normal. But the public system, the matrix of modern education and societal programming, is fundamentally designed to shut that specific frequency down by the time you reach 7 years old. And here is why your sense of isolation has felt so unbearable. You are a chosen one. This means you were not born with a normal baseline. You were born with a gamma frequency significantly higher and more intense than the average person. You were literally engineered to operate in the miraculous. The massive gap between the magical, highly intuitive genius you were as a child and the heavy, exhausted adult you feel like today is exactly that missing gamma frequency. This is where spiritual opposition comes into play. The enemy is highly strategic. He knows he cannot steal your soul because you are sealed by the Creator. So what does he do? He attacks your physical vessel. He manipulates your environment with endless stress, financial panic, and toxic relationships to keep your brain trapped in lower frequencies. He forces your mind into low alpha and beta states, the frequencies of pure survival and panic. Because if your brain is constantly stuck in survival mode, it cannot tune into the gamma frequency where God speaks clearly. The enemy does not need to destroy you if he can simply keep your brain too slow to hear your calling. Before I show you the exact tool to fix this, gently press the like button. Not for me, but so this message reaches another chosen one whose genius is currently trapped in the dark. Let your action be the spark that helps them break out of survival mode. So how do we turn that switch back on without struggling for years in silence? For centuries, the only way to tap back into this profound frequency was through decades of intense, isolated meditation. Monks and mystics spent their entire lives retreating from the world, trying to quiet the overwhelming noise just to touch the gamma state for a few fleeting moments. But the modern world does not afford you that luxury. When you try to meditate now, your mind races with anxieties. When you try the popular manifestation methods the public praises, you feel like your prayers are hitting a solid brass ceiling. That is not because you lack faith, and it is certainly not because you are broken. It is because your brain is physically out of tune. But there is a sacred technology, a divine provision that bypasses the years of struggle. Neuroscientists from elite institutions like MIT and Stanford have studied this God-given frequency extensively. A leading expert, Dr. Robert Lake, spent over 3 decades mapping exactly how to safely guide the human brain back into its natural, elevated state. He discovered that through a specific acoustic technology called brain entrainment, you can actually reactivate your dormant gamma waves directly. He engineered an audio protocol called the Genius Song. It is not just music, it is a recalibration device for your spirit. It takes exactly 7 minutes a day. You do not need to sit in silence for hours. You do not need to chant. You simply listen. Let me tell you about a woman who had tried absolutely everything. She had done the yoga, the silent retreats, the endless journaling. She was a seeker, exactly like you, but she still felt completely disconnected from her purpose. She started using this 7-minute protocol not because she fully believed the science, but because she had nothing left to lose. Within 2 weeks, she did not just report feeling a little more relaxed. She reported an avalanche of synchronicities. She said it was as if the universe suddenly started speaking to her in a language she could finally understand. The doors that were stuck suddenly began to open. I know exactly what you might be thinking right now. You have tried a dozen things that promised the world and delivered nothing. You have every right to be skeptical. I understand your hesitation, but this is not a placebo effect. This is observable science, measuring the exact electrical output of your mind. To achieve this state clinically, you would have to spend up to $7,000 on advanced biofeedback equipment for your home, or pay $300 an hour at a specialized neurological clinic. Even extensive meditation retreats cost thousands of dollars and demand months of your time. But Dr. Lake compressed this entire technology into a digital track you can listen to in your own room. The standard cost is $49. However, because this is a unique window of opportunity for those who are truly ready to step out of the matrix, he has made it available for $39 exclusively for those watching this message. It comes with 4 powerful bonuses, including the Genius Child Track and a full 100% guarantee. If you do not feel the shift in your own life, you receive your money back. You risk absolutely nothing. If your intuition resonates with this, if your spirit recognizes that this is the tool you have been waiting for, the only genuine link is in the description and pinned comment below. Please do not search for this on Amazon or Spotify. There are countless counterfeits out there that claim to be the same, but they completely lack the actual brain entrainment frequency. They are just empty noise. Only follow the link below if your spirit confirms it is time. Remember the profound silence and isolation we talked about at the beginning of this message? That isolation was the incubator. It was keeping you safe. Now, the incubation is over. It is time to turn the power back on. You are allowed to use the tools God provides. You are allowed to outgrow the struggle. You are allowed to stop proving your resilience through endless suffering. You are allowed to step completely out of survival mode. You are allowed to reclaim your dormant genius. And when this frequency is fully reactivated in your life, when the static clears and your divine connection is permanently restored, who will you become? What will you look like when you walk into a room, fully awake, completely untouchable by the opinions of the public? Stay with me until the very end, because I am about to speak a declaration over you that will seal your new identity forever. Now that your mind is recalibrating, you are ready to hear the final, deepest truth about who you are. You are ready to understand exactly why the public was entirely blinded to your existence. There is a powerful word in ancient Greek, mysterion. When most people in the modern world hear the word mystery, they immediately think of a secret that is meant to be hidden away forever, a puzzle that is permanently locked, something no one is ever supposed to solve. But in the original ancient language, mysterion does not mean a permanent secret, it means a sacred truth. It represents a profound divine reality that is actively waiting to be revealed. But it can only be shown to those who have been initiated. It is reserved exclusively for those who are spiritually mature enough to handle the weight of the revelation. This is the ultimate truth of your long season of isolation. God did not hide this revelation from the public to punish them. God hid this revelation for you to protect your process. The universe deliberately concealed your true identity until your mind, your physical brain, and your spirit were strong enough to hold the immense weight of your calling. You are not just a survivor of a difficult life. You are a truth carrier. You are the one who walks into a room and instantly sees the illusions people are hiding behind. You cannot live inauthentically because your spirit physically rejects lies. You are a seer. You are the one who perceives the unseen currents of energy, the hidden motives, and the spiritual realities that the loud, distracted crowd is completely blind to. You are a cycle breaker. You are the specific soul assigned to dismantle generations of toxic patterns and establish a completely new bloodline of awakened consciousness. Your entire life has been leading to this exact threshold. It is full of preparation, it is full of transformation, it is full of divine activity. And I hear the Spirit saying to you right now, I isolated you so you could learn my voice without the world's echo. You are not rejected, you are reserved. If your spirit accepts this truth, type I receive in the comments right now. Let that simple action be your spiritual signature on this revelation. Stay with me, because what I am about to declare over you in a moment is the exact activation your spirit has been waiting for your entire life. Before we seal this in prayer, I need you to do something with me. Now that your gamma frequency is stirring and your true identity is recognized, you must know exactly how to protect it out in the world. I call this the resonance check. From this day forward, whenever you enter a new environment, a new relationship, or a new opportunity, you do not use logic first. Logic is what the public uses to stay trapped. You use your frequency. You pause, you take a breath, and you ask your body one simple question. Does this expand my energy, or does this drain it? If it drains you, it belongs to the public, and you must walk away. If it expands you, it aligns with your calling, and you may proceed. Right now, wherever you are, you do not need to move your physical body. You do not need to change your posture. Just gently close your eyes for a moment. In your mind, I want you to imagine yourself standing up from the heavy chair you have been sitting in. Imagine turning your back on the crowded, noisy room of the public that has judged you for so long. Walk toward a heavy wooden door. Push it open. Imagine stepping out of the noise and walking into a vast room made of pure, warm, liquid light. The air in this room is completely clean. The frequency here is incredibly high. The public cannot enter this space. Only you and the presence of the Creator are allowed here. Notice how your shoulders instantly drop. Notice how your breathing naturally deepens. Notice how safe you finally feel. Type I, release the public's opinion in the comments below, and leave their heavy, suffocating expectations outside that door forever. We are now going to seal this massive shift. Creator of all things, source of all light, we bring immense gratitude to you in this sacred moment. Thank you for the shadows. Thank you for hiding this chosen one safely in the dark while they were being formed. Thank you for the necessary isolation that protected their unique frequency from the contamination of the crowd. I witness the heavy nights they have endured. I acknowledge the tears they have shed in absolute silence. I see the confusion, the pain, and the terrifying moments they truly thought they were losing their minds because they could see what no one else around them saw. Thank you for sustaining their spirit through the long wilderness. And now, by the authority of the divine, we command a release. Release the deep need for public approval. Release the gripping fear of being seen in your full, brilliant power. Release the dormant state of your mind and the heavy fog of survival mode. I call forth the awakening. I call upon the gamma frequency within you to rise, to expand, and to take its rightful place as your dominant state of being. Awake, you seer. Awake, you truth carrier. Awake, you cycle breaker. The days of shrinking yourself and hiding your brilliant light just to make ordinary people comfortable are permanently over. I declare a shield of pure, impenetrable light around your newly activated mind. No manipulative spirit, no draining energy, and no frequency of fear or doubt is permitted to attach to you from this moment forward. You are entirely protected. You are fully equipped. Say this in your spirit with absolute, unshakable authority. I am the chosen. I am activated. I am no longer hidden. It is sealed. Do not say amen yet. I want you to sit in this exact frequency for 60 seconds. Do not rush back to the noise of the world. Let the profound weight of this activation settle deeply into your bones. Breathe in the light. Exhale the history. One more thing before you go. You are not the isolated, exhausted, confused person you were when you first pressed play on this message. Your frequency has shifted. Your mind is awake. The veil has been lifted. Type I am ready with the force of a lion in the comments below to officially claim your full awakening. If this message brought clarity to your confusion, if it brought confirmation to what you have been feeling deep inside but could not name, let your like be your amen without words. Let your action send this light further into the collective field. There are more messages currently being prepared for the exact season of manifestation you are walking into right now. Stay connected and subscribe so the next word prepared for your journey can find you without delay. For those who feel a deep internal pull to practically reactivate their gamma frequency and rebuild their neural pathways, the Genius Song link is waiting for you in the description and the pinned comment. Investigate it only if your spirit confirms it is the right next step for you. And finally, if someone came to mind while you were listening today, someone who has been pulled away from everyone, someone who has been unusually quiet lately, someone who is carrying a heavy, invisible weight they cannot seem to explain to anyone around them, share this message with them. Send it in a text, email it. It does not matter how, because your share might be the exact divine confirmation they have been praying for in secret. May your light shine brilliantly, completely unbothered by the darkness. You are not leaving a message today. You are stepping into your true frequency.